Did you know you can become an entrepreneur in the cattle world without having a single cow? That's right. Even if you live in the city, you can build a very profitable business by importing agricultural machinery from China and selling it to ranchers throughout the country. Imagine becoming the key supplier who helps ranchers improve their production while you earn excellent profit margins. In this video, I will present 15 specific livestock machines that you can import at low cost and resell with high margins. Each machine solves an important problem in the field, and it's your opportunity to get inspired, start your business, and scale it nationwide. Get ready, because this list could be the boost you need to make the leap to success. But first, write in the comments, I am blessed, masculine, or I am blessed, feminine, and affirm with faith that very soon you will have your own business. That comment could be the beginning of a new chapter in your life. Number 1. Corn sheller. The corn sheller is a machine that quickly separates corn kernels from the cob. Why is it useful? Because shelling by hand is slow and laborious. With this equipment, the rancher saves hours of work and can process hundreds of kilos of corn per day to feed animals or sell grain. In China, you can find simple models starting at about $80 to $100. Factory price at port of departure. Local brands can cost up to 3.9 million Colombian pesos, approximately $800. So you could import a sheller for approximately $100 and sell it here for approximately $300, keeping yourself below the price of a recognized brand. This means an estimated margin of about $200 per unit, almost double your cost. To stand out, offer added value. For example, 6 to 12 months of local warranty, spare parts such as screens or belts, and buyer training on maintenance. Imagine the customer's satisfaction when they see you install the machine and teach them how to use it. That extra service will make you more competitive. Number 2. Forage chopper, forage cutter. The forage chopper is basically a grass or forage cutter, available with an electric or gasoline engine. It serves to cut grass, sugarcane, or other forages into small pieces, ideal for feeding bovine, swine, or equine livestock. A rancher with a forage chopper can easily produce silage or chopped feed, saving money on concentrates and making the most of their pasture. In China, a small forage chopper with a 2 to 3 horsepower electric motor can cost around $150 to $200. Here, similar branded equipment, for example Penagos, sells in ranges of $600 to $850. Let's suppose you import a forage chopper for $180. Adding shipping and taxes, you might be at approximately $250 total cost and still resell it at $500. We're talking about an estimated margin of approximately $250 per unit. To differentiate yourself, you could offer it as a combo with spare blades or different screens to choose the chop size. Also add value by giving on-farm demonstrations or including a very clear Spanish manual. A rancher will be able to visualize how, thanks to your machine, they transform common grass into quality feed in minutes, and you gain a happy, loyal client. Remember that in the video description, there is the link to the importing program with agencies. That way you will learn how to import any product to your country. Number 3. Concentrate mixer. The concentrate mixer is a machine to mix ground grains, flours, salts, and other inputs to prepare balanced feed for livestock. Why is it valuable? Because many ranchers buy ingredients separately, corn, soy, minerals, and need to mix them uniformly to properly nourish their animals. With a mixer, the heavy manual shovel work is avoided and a homogeneous mix is achieved in a short time, improving the herd's nutrition. There are horizontal or vertical mixers of different volumes, from 100 kilograms to more than a ton. A small mixer, for example 300 kilograms per batch, electric, could cost in China around $500. In the local market, this type of equipment easily reaches $900 to $1,000 or more, depending on capacity. This leaves you an estimated profit margin of approximately $400 to $500 per unit. Consider that, in addition to the equipment, you can offer recipes or formulas for optimal concentrates for different stages: starter, finishing, milk production, which the rancher will appreciate very much. Another value proposition: installation and calibration service for the mixer on site, and even combos with a grain mill number 6 on our list, so the client has the complete grinding and mixing line. In this way, your product will not be just a machine, but an integral solution to manufacture quality feed on the farm. Number 4. Feed bagging machine, automatic or manual. A bagging machine allows you to fill sacks with grains, feed, or silage quickly and uniformly. Why is it necessary? Imagine a producer who has corn or balanced feed and wants to pack it in 40 to 50 kilogram sacks for storage or sale. Doing it by hand is slow and inaccurate. Bagging machines streamline this process and reduce waste. There are manual baggers, basically stands with a spout to hold the sack while it fills, and semi-automatic or automatic ones that even weigh the exact amount and seal or sew the sack. The manual options are very economical. For example, a simple stand with pedal can cost $50 in China and sell easily here at $150, approximately $100 margin. On the other hand, a semi-automatic bagger with a scale and conveyor belt can cost around $1,000 to $1,200 and resell at $2,000 or more locally, leaving a margin of approximately $800 on more advanced equipment. You decide which segment to target. You could even bring both versions for different customers. As added value, offer kits of sacks and sealing tapes together with the machine, or a maintenance calibration service for the scale periodically. Make sure you train the user in proper handling so they achieve the promised speed and accuracy. A plus could be tutorial videos made by you, personal brand, showing how to bag more than X sacks per hour with your machine. That inspires trust and motivates the rancher to invest in technology for their farm. Number 5. Automatic water troughs, float valve drinkers. The automatic water trough, or drinker with float valve, keeps water always available for livestock without overflowing or running dry. It works the same as a toilet tank. When the level drops, the float valve opens the water flow and fills, and when it reaches the top, it closes the flow. Why is it important? Because guaranteeing clean, continuous water to the animals is vital for their health and productivity. And with these drinkers, the rancher can forget about filling tanks by hand under the sun. In China, you can acquire individual automatic drinkers, those stainless steel ones for dairy cattle, or large plastic tubs with float, for around $20 to $30 each. In the national market, these same devices sell for $60 to $80 depending on size and material. There would then be an estimated margin of approximately $40 to $50 per unit. And imagine that a farm will usually need several drinkers in different paddocks, so sales per customer can multiply. To provide added value, you could offer the installation service of the float connected to their water system, or include accessories such as high-pressure hoses and filters, so the water comes out clean and clogs are avoided. You could also put together drinker combos, e.g., a 4-tub package for a complete stable at a discount. Another differentiating point, provide manuals in Spanish and advice on the optimal placement of drinkers on the land to improve livestock hydration. With this, they will see you not only as a seller of tubs, but as an ally who helps improve animal welfare on the farm. Number 6. Grain grinder or crusher. A grain grinder is equipment to grind corn, sorghum, wheat or other cereals, and turn them into flours or smaller particles for feed. Usefulness for the rancher. Many prepare their own rations for pigs, poultry, or cattle using whole grain. With a mill, they can save money by buying grain instead of commercial ground feed and prepare mixes according to their needs. In addition, grinding the grain facilitates digestion in the animals and reduces feed waste. From China, you can import medium capacity mills, for example 200 to 300 kilograms per hour electric, for approximately $150 each. In the local market, a similar forage or grain mill can be sold around $300 or more, depending on the brand and power. You would then have an estimated profit margin of approximately $150 per unit, about 100% margin. To stand out from the competition, include interchangeable screens of different gauges with the mill, so the user can choose the fineness of the grind. Also offering a spare parts kit, hammers, blades, or extra belts will give the buyer confidence that their investment will have support. As an educational value add, you could deliver a small recipe book or guide indicating, for example, how to grind corn with soy and mineral salt to make a homemade balanced concentrate. Thus, the rancher not only buys a machine, but learns to get the maximum benefit from it thanks to you. Number 7. Machine to make nutritional blocks. Machines for nutritional blocks allow the manufacture of blocks or solidified molasses full of nutrients that the livestock can lick little by little. These blocks, based on molasses, urea, mineral salts, and forages, are used to supplement the diet of the herd, especially in times of pasture scarcity. Many ranchers buy commercial blocks, but with their own machine they could produce them cheaper and with their own ingredients, for example cane molasses that they obtain locally. How do they work? The simplest ones compress a moist mixture in a mold using pressure, manual, screw or hydraulic, until forming hard blocks. In China, there are hydraulic presses for this purpose in various sizes, from small manual equipment to automatic lines. A large industrial piece of equipment can cost $4,000 to $5,000, but you don't need to start that high. For example, you could acquire a semi-hydraulic manual press of moderate capacity for around $800. In the local market, this type of artisan equipment is hardly found easily, but we could estimate a resale price of $1,500. Large ranchers or cooperatives would be willing to pay it when they see the value of making their own supplements. That would leave you an approximate margin of $700 per sale. Your value proposition here can be very attractive. Include proven formulations for nutritional blocks, for example, recipes for finishing blocks, for the dry season, etc. And provide training on how to mix the ingredients and operate the press safely. You could even sell supplies along with the machine, such as bags of enriched molasses or additional replacement molds. Tell the rancher entrepreneur that with this investment, they could not only supply their farm, but sell blocks to neighbors, generating another source of income, and point out that you will provide both the machine and the knowledge to achieve it. This creates a powerful connection. You don't just sell iron and bolts, you sell the possibility of a business within the business. Number 8. Portable milking system. A portable milking system is basically a mobile mechanical milker, usually consisting of a vacuum pump, 1 or 2 stainless steel pails and teat cup sets, mounted on a wheeled platform to move it easily. Why do more and more ranchers want it? Because hand milking is slow and requires a lot of labor. With a portable milker, one person can milk several cows in less time, obtaining cleaner milk and with less stress for the animal. It is ideal for small and medium milk producers, or even for dual-purpose herds, since it improves efficiency and hygiene on the dairy farm. From China, basic portable milkers, for example a single pail for 1 cow at a time, are obtained for approximately $150 to $250. If you want a more robust 2-pail model for 2 cows simultaneously or with a gasoline engine, the cost can go up to approximately $400. In Latin America, these pieces of equipment are usually sold between $500 and $800 depending on capacity and brand. Some European imports easily exceed $1,500. Thus, importing at $250, you could sell at $600 and obtain an estimated margin of about $350 per unit. To stand out, offer after-sales support. Teach the rancher how to assemble the equipment, lubricate it, clean it, and sanitize it correctly after each milking. This is crucial for milk quality, so they will appreciate it. Include in your offer key spare parts such as rubber liners, replacement hoses, and oil for the vacuum pump. You can even put together a dairy kit, milker plus extra pails plus milk filters plus spare pulsator. With that added value, your client will feel they made a safe investment. Many ranchers have some initial fear of milking technology, but you, with your close and motivating attention, will show them how simple the process is and how they will have more free time or be able to attend more cows in less time cow and stopwatch. Number 9. Backpack type brush cutter. The backpack brush cutter, also known as moto guadaña or brush cutter, is that motorized tool carried on the shoulder or back and has a rotating blade or string to cut weeds, tall grass, and thin shrubs. Why does a rancher need it? Because keeping the pastures clean of weeds improves the yield of useful grass, and also because it makes it easier to maintain fences. Nothing worse than wires covered with brush. Cleaning around drinkers, and allows you to shorten the clearing task that used to be done with a machete. In addition, with certain accessories, it can chop forage or cut in areas a tractor cannot reach. China produces these machines in mass, many with generic 2-stroke engines, Honda GX35 style or similar. Importing them is very cheap, 43 cubic centimeters or 52 cubic centimeters units with harness and cutting head can be around $80 to $100 per unit, even less if you buy wholesale. In our market, generic brush cutters are sold at approximately $180 to $250, while recognized brands, Stihl, Husqvarna, exceed $500. With a cost say of $100 landed, you could resell at $180 and obtain approximately $80 margin immediately. But here the interesting thing is that many customers will buy more consumables from you. As added value include a starter kit with the machine, for example, additional head, spool of nylon cutting line, a spare metal blade, 2T oil mix for the fuel, and basic safety equipment, goggles and gloves. That kit may cost you $10, but you can add it to the package price, and the customer will still find it attractive for the convenience of having everything ready to work. Also offer to provide maintenance, tuning, spark plug change, etc. after X months of use. Again, showing closeness and service will make them prefer you even if other stores sell the same machine. With every weed that falls under the blade of your brush cutter, you will be earning money and helping your client keep a spotless paddock. Number 10. Manual post driver or earth auger. Putting up fences is daily bread on a cattle farm. This is where the post driver or earth auger comes in, a tool to make the holes where the fence posts go, or to plant trees, install divisions, etc. Why is it a great ally? Without this machine, putting a post implies sweating with crowbar and shovel, taking perhaps 15 to 20 minutes per hole, and not to mention if the ground is hard or stony. With an auger, a clean deep hole is drilled in a matter of seconds or a few minutes. There are two main types: manual, which is basically a helical auger with a T-handle that you turn by hand, and motorized, an auger with a gasoline engine operated by one or two operators. To start a business, you can bring both types. The manual ones are very cheap. In China, a manual post auger can cost just $20 to $30. Here they can be sold for around $80 each, especially to small ranchers or even nursery growers who need to plant trees. A $50 margin per unit, more than 150%. On the other hand, a gasoline earth auger, generally a 2T engine approximately 50 cubic centimeters with a 4 to 8 inch diameter bit, can be $150. Locally, these machines are offered around $300 to $350 USD, leaving an estimated margin of approximately $150 to $200. The added value strategy: sell drill bits of different diameters, one for thin posts, another wider for stakes, etc., and extensions to go deeper if the client requires it. You can also provide 2T oil mixes and a maintenance manual for the motorized ones. If you sell the manual one, perhaps complement it with a tutorial of techniques for efficient use, how to start the hole, how to empty the soil from the auger. And in all cases, stress the benefit. With this tool, the rancher builds or repairs fences much faster, without hiring as many laborers, saving money on day wages. That combination of savings and ease is music to their ears, and an almost sure sale for you. Number 11. Fence energizers, solar or battery powered. Electric fences have become indispensable in modern ranching, whether to make divisions for rotational grazing, protect crops from livestock, or keep predators at bay. The heart of these fences is the energizer, a device that sends electric pulses through the wires. Nowadays, the most practical ones are solar or battery powered because they work anywhere without the need for the electrical grid, ideal for remote paddocks. Why are they in demand? Because with an electric fence, the rancher can better control grazing, reduce damage to traditional fences, and manage the farm with more flexibility. A basic solar energizer kit, for example, with a range of 5 to 10 kilometers of wire in China, can cost around $50, including the small solar panel and the energizer unit. If it's only the energizer to connect to a car battery, even less, there are models from $30. In local markets, a good quality solar energizer usually sells over $120 to $150. So importing at $50 and selling at $120, you get approximately $70 margin per unit, and you could position yourself below known imported brands. To stand out, don't limit yourself to selling the little box. Turn your offer into an electric fence package. Include fiberglass or plastic posts, wire or electrified tape, insulators, connectors, and of course clear installation instructions. You could offer a fence design service. You advise the rancher on how many strands and what power they need depending on their type of livestock and area. For example, fewer joules for pigs, more power for bulls, etc. This kind of free consulting added to the product will differentiate you greatly. Another value-added idea: provide post-sale technical support by phone or WhatsApp in case the client has doubts installing their fence or if any issue arises. When you sell something that involves technology and animal handling, trust is everything. If the rancher knows they can call you to ask how to ground the rod correctly, they will be more willing to buy from you. In short, the Energizer is a high-rotation product. Many farms need it, and with your professional guidance, you help it have the maximum impact on field productivity. Number 12. Portable livestock scale. Measuring livestock weight is fundamental to knowing their growth, dosing medications correctly, and determining fair sale prices. However, not all ranchers have a scale on their farm. Many times they must take the animals to a weighing center or rely on rough visual estimates. Here arises the opportunity of the portable livestock scale. Equipment that can be easily transported and placed in the corral to weigh animals up to a certain number of kilos, 500, 1,000 kilograms or more. Some come as low metal platforms, others are just load bars with load cells that are placed under a crate or handling chute. Why are they attractive? Because they give independence to the producer, avoid the stress of moving livestock off farm, and allow frequent weight control, which translates into better feed management. From China, you can import electronic scale kits. For example, 2 load bars with load cells plus digital indicator, around $300 to $400 depending on weight capacity. In our countries, an electronic livestock scale complete often costs $800 to $1,000 or more, depending on whether it includes the metal crate. Then calculate a potential margin of approximately $500 per unit if you offer it, say, at $800 after importing it for $300. To make your offer more than just the device, think of complementary services. You could also build the crate or structure locally, even by having a welder fabricate it and selling it along with the load bars. This way, you sell the complete turnkey system for weighing livestock. Another value proposition: offer free initial calibration and a 1-year warranty with the option to extend it. Perhaps include a notebook or simple software where the rancher can write down their animals' weights and keep records. Why not a pre-designed Excel or Google Sheets template for weight control? Small details add up. With every animal that gets on the scale you supplied, the entrepreneur will know they are weighing not only kilos, but also the fruit of a well-executed business idea. Number 13. Metal or polyethylene silos. Silos for storing grains or conserved forages, such as dry silage, are key structures for a well-managed farm. They allow you to store feed in volume, protecting it from pests, moisture, and deterioration, whether it be corn, sorghum, soy, or even already mixed balanced feed. Many small ranchers still keep grain in stacked sacks, which carries risks of losses due to rodents or mold. A silo, on the other hand, extends product life and maintains nutritional quality. There are galvanized metal silos, vertical hopper type, and polyethylene silos, basically large plastic tanks or containers with a lid. From China, they can be imported in pieces to assemble. For example, a 3-ton capacity metal silo could cost around $600 plus freight. They are bulky, that's true. Locally, this same silo could be sold for $1,200 or more, considering that it is a less common product in the small-medium segment. Large farmers have huge silos, but medium-sized ones often have none. That's where you come in to provide one scale to their need. This implies an estimated margin of $600. If you opt for modular plastic silos of smaller size, let's say 1 ton, the cost can be lower, $200, and you could sell them for around $500 each. What added value to offer? Mainly logistics and installation. Mounting a metal silo requires panel assembly, sealing joints, and perhaps building an elevated base. You could offer that on-farm installation service as part of the purchase or for an extra cost. Also provide advice on stored grain management. For example, include in the sale fumigation tablets or desiccants to control moisture and insects inside the silo, along with instructions for use. If you sell plastic silos, you could offer combos. For example, 2 silos of 1 ton plus wooden pallet plus platform, ready to receive grain. Another idea, bring temperature or humidity sensors for silos, also sold in China, and offer them to more technified clients so they can monitor storage quality. In the end, it's not just about selling a container, but delivering the capacity for feed independence, that the rancher can buy grain at harvest when it's cheap, store it in your silo, and use it all year. That proposal resonates strongly, especially when feed costs fluctuate. The silo pays for itself with the savings it generates, and you, as the entrepreneur, will have created a well-rounded solution. Number 14. Agricultural sprayer, manual or motorized. The agricultural sprayer is indispensable for applying products such as herbicides, foliar fertilizers, or disinfectants, whether in crops, in the paddock, or even to bathe livestock with liquid antiparasitics. In ranching, they are used to control weeds in pastures, sanitize barns, or spray animals against flies and ticks. There are manual models, the classic backpack pump operated with a lever, and motorized models, from gasoline backpack sprayers to cart sprayers with engines or battery electric ones. Importing these devices is very affordable. A manual backpack sprayer of 16 to 20 liters, plastic, can cost you only $15 to $20 per unit. China manufactures millions of these. Here, those same ones are sold for 30 to 40 USD easily, so the margin is around 100%. Motorized sprayers, for example, a gasoline backpack sprayer of 25 liters, run 80 to 100 USD, and in the local market they are usually sold for about $180 to $200, leaving a margin of approximately $100. The good thing is that they are relatively light and easy to ship in volume, so you could bring a large lot of manual backpacks even by economical sea freight. To add value, think of selling complete spraying kits, include replacement nozzles, straight jet, fan, mist, etc. A set of spare gaskets and seals. Seals eventually wear out, and having spares extends useful life, and even basic protective equipment for the operator, simple mask and goggles. You can also offer calibration advice. Many small producers don't know how to properly adjust the nozzle or the dose per liter. If you give them a table or practical guide on how to mix chemicals and at what pressure to apply, they will feel that your product comes with knowledge included. If you sell motorized ones, an extra value can be to give them the first spark plug change free or the first carburetor service at no cost after X months. Although that sounds like a lot, in reality few will claim that service, but the fact of offering it builds trust that you sell quality and support. In short, sprayers are a high rotation item and a constant necessity in agriculture. With each one you sell, you will be contributing to a rancher keeping their pastures and animals healthy, and you will have a sustained income source. Also think about later selling them the inputs, although that would be another line of business. Number 15. Portable sanitary box, mobile handling crate. We close with a flourish. The portable sanitary box, also known as mobile livestock handling crate. What is this? It is basically a kind of small corral or crate with a door where the animal is immobilized to perform treatments, vaccinations, checkups, hoof trimming, assisting births, etc., with safety for both the rancher and the bovine. Why is it so important? Because working with a 500 kilogram animal without adequate restraint can be dangerous and stressful. A handling crate fixes the animal by the neck with a head gate and limits its movements, allowing the rancher to check teeth, apply medications, or take samples without the animal injuring itself or injuring someone. Many small farms do not have fixed handling facilities, such as alleys or headlocks, either due to cost or lack of infrastructure. A portable sanitary box fills that gap, since it can be moved from one paddock to another and even shared among neighbors. Now, these structures tend to be heavy due to the materials, steel, and somewhat bulky. But in China, knockdown or modular versions are manufactured. A standard portable model with wheels and head restraint can cost around $1,000, depending on size and whether it includes a built-in scale or not. In our country, a good metal handling crate can be worth $1,500 to $2,000 USD easily, especially if it is galvanized and durable. Let's assume you import it for $1,000 and sell it at $1,700. You would have an estimated margin of approximately $700 per unit. Although the initial investment is higher than other items on the list, the ticket size is also higher. With a couple of crates sold, you already make a good monthly income. To sell this product, you need to emphasize safety and convenience. You can tell cases, hypothetical or from other clients, of how having this sanitary box prevented accidents and allowed timely sanitary tasks, improving herd productivity. As a value-added strategy, offer on-site delivery and installation, assembling it on the farm, and training for the staff on safe handling of livestock inside the crate. Perhaps you could include some accessories, for example, a restraint kit with soft straps or a guide to good animal handling practices. If the crate allows it, highlight features such as being adjustable for different cattle sizes, or that it can be coupled to a scale. This last one would be a great upsell, selling the crate plus the scale from number 12 as a premium integrated system. Here, the client's trust is key. You are selling something in which they will literally put their most valuable animals. Therefore, make sure to convey quality, photos, videos, technical sheets, and if possible, factory certifications. When you achieve your first sale and install one of these on a farm, you will feel great pride. Not only did you make money, you contributed to improved animal welfare and safety in that operation. As you can see, these 15 machines represent 15 business opportunities waiting to be leveraged. Each one solves a real problem for the rancher, and by importing them from China at low cost, you can generate value in the countryside and build a profitable business in the city. Think about this. Just as a good harvest starts with the right seed, your venture begins with an idea like this, but it needs you to plant and cultivate it. Today, we have given you ideas, numbers, and concrete strategies. The ball is in your court. Can you imagine in a few months receiving your first container of machinery, delivering equipment to satisfied clients in different regions, and hearing stories of how, thanks to your product, a farm improved its production? That can become your reality. If you wish to import this machinery, in the link in the description, I leave you the link. Now, it depends on you to take the next step. Research suppliers, adjust numbers to your context, maybe start by importing 1 or 2 machines as a test. But begin great businesses often start small, with bold decisions made at the right time. Cheer up and become an entrepreneur. If you like this content and found it useful, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos full of ideas and advice for entrepreneurs. And remember to check the link in the description where I leave you free resources and a list of verified suppliers in China so that you start this project on the right foot. It's time to make things happen. Take action and build the future you desire. See you in the next video, entrepreneur.